We're off to meet David Charnick, who is going to tell us all about the history of the theatres within Covent Garden.
Let's talk about where we actually are now, the Royal Opera House.
The present building dates from 1858 and it's the third largest auditorium in London. It can accommodate 2,256 people. It's a dedicated opera house, as the name suggests, but also a large repertoire of ballet performances go on here too. Not far from here on the Strand, you have the Savoy Theatre, which was actually constructed before the Savoy Hotel. It was created to promote British performance, particularly operetta, you know, the light form of opera.
There's quite a few plays in the West End that have been going a long time. Which is the longest running?
Well, you're talking about Agatha Christie's play The Mousetrap, which is on at the St Martin's Theatre. That's been going since the 1950s, so it's about 63 years now. It will be the longest running play ever, as long as it carries on running, because of course nothing can overtake it until such time as they stop. Nearby, there is on Cranbourne Street a memorial to Agatha Christie, which was opened on the 60th anniversary of the opening of The Mousetrap. Possibly the most famous person to perform at Covent Garden was a man called Joseph Grimaldi. We remember Grimaldi as the man who created the Joey, the white-faced clown. He was the first person to whiten his face and then pick out the details with makeup. Now, Grimaldi was famous for the Christmas pantomime at Drury Lane, and they didn't have one here, but they actually created a tradition of Christmas pantomime to lure him here, which shows what a draw he actually was, you know.
One of the things as a taxi driver I drop off many times, as you can imagine, at these theatres, I'm always intrigued as to how some of them got their names.
Well, the Garrick is associated with Davy Garrick, who was an 18th century actor. He was a pioneer of a more naturalistic style of acting. He became exceedingly famous, and as a result of that, he's become associated with the theatre. Probably the most intriguing name is the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, which isn't in Drury Lane.
No, I understand that, yeah.
Yeah, it started as the Theatre Royal Bridges Street, the very first theatre on that site in 1663. Which faced the way the modern theatre does onto Catherine Street. It was only there till about 1672 when it was decided a new, bigger theatre should be built. So they built a new one and they turned it round so it faced Drury Lane. The current building is the fourth building on the site, dates from 1812, and it's the first one to reintroduce the original orientation. But by that time, the name Theatre Royal Drury Lane was so well known, they thought, well, why bother changing it back?